Hey, I'm Shane coming at you from lockdown in New Zealand. Hey, we've all got a lot of time on our hands right now, and I want to show you what I've got in my hands, which is the new NSP Airwing. One of the coolest toys that you will ever get to use. When you're foiling, you feel like you're involved in some sort of magic process, and when you're wing foiling, that's happening pretty much 100% of the time. It's kind of a mix of kite surfing, windsurfing, surfing, and something else all together. And that something else always feels quite magical to me because of the flying element of it. Flying over the surface of the water, flying down a wave. It is truly incredible. And I recommend it to everyone to, if you haven't checked it out already, get into a bit of foiling. In the pre-virus times, we were working on developing this handheld wing, and I've been using it for a couple of months and getting out there and really enjoying it with the rest of the NSP range. You know, wing foiling is also the most extreme form of sailing. You know, you're flying around on the ocean on a very small board with a relatively small sail, basically, that is just sort of human size. It's not enough to overpower you or create too many dramas. It's just enough to get you going. You know, the wing opens up so many new places and experiences, and for me it gets me into the waves in a way that I haven't experienced before. So yeah, the NSP Airwing is a result of quite a bit of testing and design. It is very simple, and it's obviously a compromise between high performance, usability, and lightweight user friendliness, and strength and rigidity. The frame is obviously created with these inflated tubes and a very thick, strong, rigid centre strut. The tubes are in kind of a dihedral shape, kind of like the wings of a seagull, and they taper off towards the end, and there's basically cut off on the wingtips to avoid hitting the water or the ground or whatever the case may be. You'll notice this one pump technology from kite surfing, where when you inflate the wing, you just plug in the pump once and the whole thing pumps up. You can crimp off the centre strut for safety on, if you're going out to sea or whatever, or you can even keep it stored, semi-inflated. These handles are very, very comfortable. You can tune the power of the wing really easily by moving your hand further to the rear. Towards the rear is more power, and it's also very balanced. When you're surfing or doing maneuvers, these handles up here start coming into their own, and you can literally just tow this thing around behind you in the air and concentrate on surfing or your foiling. As you can see, there's PVC windows in the Airwing. The production models which are coming, they're moved slightly forward, and they give great optimum vision of what's going on downwind. Yeah, pretty much the only other feature of the wing is the leash, which is firmly attached here, and whatever hand you attach it to goes on very simple, and it basically stretches to the length of the strut. So you've always got it handy. As you can see, the wing is very simple. The canopy is very light and minimalist. But there's reinforcement where we think it's needed, including TPU on the wingtips. This thing, it weighs next to nothing, and it just floats even in very light winds. The Airwing gets you going nice and early, and I'll give you a tip on that. When you're in lighter conditions, it's definitely key to start pumping the wing first. Get your shoulders going in kind of a rolling motion to create the first bit of energy, and then when you've got a little bit of board speed out of that, that's when you start pumping the board, and first with your front foot and then your back foot. Give it a little pump, a little wiggle or whatever while you're pumping the wing, and boom shanker, you'll be up in no time. Once you're going, you know, and you've got apparent wind going on, and you're flying across the ocean, you need a lot less power, and the Airwing is nice and light in your hands, and it never feels like it's too much. I'm really stoked with how well it goes upwind, and you know, because that's a real key to being able to get where you need to go, get back out into the waves, etc., and basically open up a whole adventure playground in the ocean. When you're reaching, you know, going across the wind, or bearing off and going more downwind or completely downwind, the Airwing is even more effortless, and it's basically just like being towed by, you know, in a cable park or by a boat, where you're just following the power source with one hand or two hands or whatever it may be, and you're really just concentrating on committing forward to your front foot and just going with the flow. An amazing sensation. So yeah, if you get overpowered while wing foiling, the wing basically does all the work for you and just automatically wants to fly up over your head into a more neutral attitude. In actual surf, the wing and the foil combination are incredible fun, and some of the most fun that I've ever had in the ocean. There's no doubt about it. You know, I've done a lot of kiting, a lot of windsurfing, a lot of surfing, this, that and the other for a long time, but the feeling of dropping into waves on a foil and then completely dumping all unnecessary power and just concentrating on surfing is, for me, is second to none. We're going to see much more of that in the future, and much more development, much more exciting things will come out of the sport. Now, if you haven't already checked out foiling of any kind, wing foiling is the future. NSP has got the full package, from the foil up, the boards, and now the wings available. They all work and they're all proven, and you know, the future's looking bright. I don't know about you, I can't wait to get back onto the water. Hey, so I really hope you can get your hands on one of these soon. There are, you know, samples arriving around the world at the moment, and production models will be in store once all this madness is over. I'm really looking forward to seeing what some of you people end up doing with this thing, and I'd love to see your experiences, what you get up to on the ocean. I've certainly had a lot of fun with it, and I know there's much more to come.